Yeah, so for those of us who are plebs and cannot afford a nice worth torque wrench, um, we have to make do with what we've got. And let me go in its box. So this is what we've got. This is the Britool EVT2000RR. It's just on the little bench grinder for the paint to dry. And what I've done today is a bit of a restoration on it. Made in Britool, England, you can still see. This tool is made between the 1960s and 1970s, which essentially makes it as old as me. And when I got it, it wasn't working. And what had happened, I mean, if you got one of these, that little mechanism inside there had come out of its groove. So you got to make sure that that is in its groove. That can happen if it's backed off fully. Um, so when that was in its groove, and then we gave it a bit of a test. We had to test this, put a socket in a vise or an adapter or something to hold it, and then you measure your distance from the center to wherever, and you get a scale and you pull on it, and you can actually work out how many kilograms of force you need to pull to achieve a specific torque setting. So I just made a little calculator on Google Sheets. So, I can just measure, hook the scale on. I have checked the scale and at whatever distance, and it will tell me how hard I need to pull. Will it click at that point? Yes or no? And this thing was pretty much on, just maybe a little bit light. Um, and what I did, it's very simple. I mean, the hardest part of restoring one of these is painting it, as you can see. Um, just getting that paint in there. There's a few air bubbles and that. I'm not really fussed. It's Honda red, but it looks like a sort of the same color. And these only go in one direction. They're not a ratcheting wrench. They really, really do just go. This one's actually he stamped his name in there. That uh, flips over, so it's not ratcheting. Um, it's going to go that way when it's that way around, or it's going to go that way. So it only works one way. And if you need to strip and clean and reassemble it and grease up the points, I think the hardest part of this whole job is getting this little circlip off there. Once the circlip's off, you can take the handle off and you can start sliding it up bit by bit. It seems to calibrate. You just add washers where they are already too. You can maybe I added another two and that got it pretty much dead nuts on. I did check it mid-range and yeah, you can see I try to get some paint in there. I think it's done all right actually. Um, so all your scales are here. And that was it. The handle, this just turns freely. Okay, that just turns freely. So that doesn't set it. That has to be set there. I've just put a little handle on there. I might do something with some steel knobs on the end and just sort of turn it out and maybe put a thread in or something. I don't know. No, got enough of a workshop here to do it. This is my little hobbyist workshop. And all I really did was give it a bit of a buff and clean, grease up inside there, and paint. That's it. Reassemble, check the calibration, and it's pretty much spot on. That's not bad. Like I said, I just mix some 2K paint, and then I'm just doing dab tests to see when ah, that is that is curing quite nice, just flakes. So that's good. That's another one. These are little ones I got. This is your 1/4 inch and 3/4 inch, and with varying ranges. And this was another one I got, and this label was sort of going off, but I can make a plan with some etching there or something. And the locking nut was so. This I also calibrated up, and this is also pretty spot on. So I'm quite happy with that. But yeah, I think the results. You know what? I've changed around because I had the cross slide vise in this drill press, and then I need a drill press, as you can see, because I was making a little adapter over here for my compound, so that I can actually, because I've been making key pins on it, so I need to put a mic up. You can see I've got a few of them over here and over here, depth and length. To do it, parting blade still in there, so I kind of had to drill those and then mill them. So I'm going to set this little one up, which I think will give me a higher RPM, and it seems quite okay. And then that can be the drill press. So that's our, should probably take that out. That's our setup that we've got. That doesn't take a lot. So I am quite happy with that result, and having put that handle on now, I just think that, well, it's done, you know. This is done. Will I use it? Most probably. I mean, I don't use it a lot. Really, it's just lug nuts for cars and that. So I'm quite happy with that result. And it might just go up on the wall as a decoration or something. I'm not certain. But yeah, this thing is as old as I am, 50 plus years. So, and it's still quite accurate. They're not worth a hell of a lot, maybe R1,000, $50 max. But damn, it's a nice piece of kit. They just don't make stuff like they used to. So I'm very fond of, the old school stuff. Very, very fond of my old school stuff. Guys, thanks for watching. If you like this video, please hit like, please hit subscribe.